Hello everyone. Welcome to another game. Today it's Vasco and Gauson versus Metro and blazingstar. I'm casting with RockReborn. Hello Rock.
Hello, Fearles, and hello, everyone.
We should start shortly. Today I'm the host. And I was delaying it quite a bit and blazing went AFK because of it, so you have to be a bit more patient.
Yeah, we will start very soon. I believe that this is a game with the highest level of the players. I mean, just on the paper for so far.
Yep, it's a winner's bracket game. We haven't had that for quite a while. We've been stuck in the losers bracket matches because there's just more of them. And this should be an interesting one. I was sort of analyzing the path of some teams to this moment, and the Vasco and Gauson, they didn't have the most difficult road, but they had a few teams they had to beat through. I mean, they definitely didn't have a free game on their hand. Any enemy that they faced could have easily defeated them had they given them a chance. Alright, and I think we're ready to go, and I'm pressing the magical button, and we have a countdown.
Yeah, I'm very interested at the result of this matchup. And very interesting to see the map soon. Everyone has loaded, and Vasco just paused the game.
Tactical
So,
pause. No
yeah, so we
surprise there.
need some more time to see the map. We don't see it yet. The players already see it. So they are the only people who know what is going on. What is
More
the
or
shape
less.
of the map. Yeah,
More or
of
less.
course. I mean, only the positions, their starting spots, etc.
And going back to the bracket, so Metro and Blazing had, I think, more difficult road up till this point. It had to be Georgi and Mikash and Steen and Eagleschnauze, and they did pretty good job, especially Blazing. I mean, he impressed me the most, I think, of all of the players in the whole tournament. I think he had the most stable performance in every game.
Yes, Blazing is super consistent, and that's what Metro admitted as well, that he feels very confident while having blazingstar in the team. So, it helps a lot if your teammate is very consistent, because you can focus only on your performance. You don't have to worry about what's going on if your teammate doesn't screw something up or something like this. So I believe that's a great thing to have a blazingstar in the team. But on the other hand, Gauson and Vasco are also very stable and very consistent players. Of course, they had some major, maybe not major, maybe minor issues. Well, maybe Gauson with alternative fragment Pristerine. Yeah, but that's it. They are also quite consistent players.
Yeah, I agree. But that situation with the Gauson, I mean, it was a difficult spot to be in. Definitely stressful place to be, like having your materials stolen. Not all of them, but some tools, some important tools at the beginning could throw even the best player off. We'll see how we'll see how this pause will last. It should be a few more minutes, I think.
And it has just ended.
Hey, Rock, I interrupted you. You can. What did you want to say?
I just wanted to say that, Gauson had a difficult situation, but he managed to go out of it. So it also means that, he's mentally able to deal with the very difficult situations. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, I need a few more minutes to set up the teams on screen, and you can.
Okay, so I will comment on what's on the map. So we see Asian players, MetroBoomin and Gauson, in the middle of the map, just right in the middle, with a small lake between them. That's a quite interesting position. The spots look quite interesting. Maybe they're not the best, but they have some potential. There's a lot of mountains between them. There's a beautiful flat place between the lake and just between them and down the lake. So, these spots are mixed. So, Gauson is on the one place of the map with Blazing Star, and Metro is on the one side of the map with Vasco. Let's take a look on the Amazon spots. Well, they're quite nice. I mean, they're not too flat, of course, so that might be a problem for the Amazon players. But on the other hand, I think that they have quite a lot of potential later on. So they're for sure not terrible, but well, we will hear how um, how Fearles will comment it. Maybe I'm completely wrong with how what I think about the Amazon spots. Fearless, what do you think about the Amazon spots?
I think the beginning is alright. I'm not sure if they can fit in the big house. Maybe on the left for the green player, which is Vasco. But when I go into the, like, from Vasco's perspective into right hand side, this land seems to be alright, but I don't think he will be going there because there is a mountain he has to fight for. Going into the middle. I think the Amazons generally don't mind spots like this. It's a bit uneven, but you have plenty of mountain quite close to the shoreline, so you can build your fishes. And
Well,
nice
there
forest.
there was a beautiful yellow dot for a large house, but Vasco decided to put a sawmill there. So maybe he sees some more place for large house on the left. I guess he does, and he's planning to do it there. But we will see what his decisions be like. As we can see, Vasco is trying to tower quite aggressively towards Metro to take as many mountains from him as possible. Gauson's also towering quite quickly to the middle of the map, so Metro will be under heavy pressure. I think that they know that Metro is not mainly an Asian player, so he might be able to make some mistakes. And I think they want to make use of it with Vasco's, and I believe that it might be their plan. What do you think about it, Fearless?
Yeah, I agree. Before we dive into the game any further, maybe you should talk about the bans. So I know a lot of people interested in that. So Gauson started off banning Romans and Egyptians, and then Metro banned Amazons. So they're playing Asians. I think that's quite predictable, right? I don't think Metro prefers the Amazons at all. And then Blazing banned Romans and Asians, and Vasco banned Egyptians. I'm not sure about there. I know Vasco doesn't like Egyptians, but he likes Amazons, right? I'm not sure how strong Blazing is on them, but I think solid overall. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's also very good with Amazons. And that pressure you talked about is going from both sides. Blazing is also building a tower towards Gauson, albeit not as aggressively, but I'm sure he will continue going towards that direction in general.
Yeah, I guess so. That the Blazing Star is not as aggressive, at least for now. But Vasco, on the other hand, is super aggressive with his towering. We will see for how much he will succeed with that. Also, Gauson took some nice land in between Metro and Gauson. That's the best land here. So it might be some advantage for him if he uses it well, and I guess he will, since he knows how to play this game a lot. And he's trying to tower Metro even more, so I think that Metro might be a bit in a problem with this territory. However, he's finishing the tower towards the mountains, so it won't be that bad. But of course, it has to be a bit stressing for Metro to be under so much pressure, and I think that's the idea of Gauson and Vasco, to force Metro to make mistakes because of this pressure.
Yeah, definitely. I would say it's a double-edged sword. I'm not really sure who to favor in this situation, because they will probably be a bit slower, Vasco and Gauson that is, in terms of a general build, because they just are so aggressive with the towers. But we can see that they are very close to, just closing on each other and having like borders connected. And that's very important in games like this, to be able to send reinforcements to your ally very, very easily. Whereas Blazing looks to be sort of isolated in this case. And I think
So
Vasco and Gauson, they prefer that situation, like to have it like this, because they sort of know, or like from the past games that Blazing and Metro played, that Metro was the weaker link here. So I think they're enjoying that very much, that they can apply early pressure onto him.
As we can see, Gauson is also trying to make a tower towards right, while Blazing is not towering there. So if that happens, Gauson will have a very comfortable place to live in. You know, he will have some place to build stuff. They have mountains, etc. And so it seems that Gauson is in pretty comfortable situation. While Metro has to fight for every inch of the land. So that's quite a big difference. For now, Vasco haven't found a place for large residence, while blazingstar is already shoveling it, and he has some materials there. So it seems that is the advantage for the blazingstar Metro team.
And I think he'll build it right above his the 2 woodcutters that he's building. Oh, he's going for the medium house, Vasco. Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Oh.
I think that's might be some sort of a, like, part of one, like some sort of a build that they have prepared, possibly. I think in a situation like this with the Asians and Amazons, it's possible to have a effective weapon exchange builds being played. I'm not really sure. We haven't seen that much in the tournament, and it's been quite a while since I played any 2v2s, but I can imagine maybe Vasco decides to send some weapons to Gauson. I wouldn't be too surprised.
Well, we will see what will happen. But as I know, Vasco is building this medium residence as a part of some plan, or as a part of some specific unorthodox build for Amazons. As they were discussing it with another players before, so that might be it.
Also looking at Metro's spot currently, and it's not that much space in here, buildable space that is. Good thing he was first with that tower up north, because he wouldn't have any suitable place to build anything really. That small little patch underneath the lake that Gauson took is very good. He goes for the house there, I think. Maybe he should save it for the farm. We'll see.
Well, it seems that the situation for the Metro is not that terrible as it could have been if he hadn't succeeded with his 2 towers towards north, as you have mentioned. But Gauson will have way more space, and he has
at least early on. There's plenty of space north. It's quite far, but they can go there if they wish to. But the game might not last so I think but Gauson really appreciates that he managed to capture that little patch underneath the lake, and he will be first with the tower on the right, as you said, because Blazing isn't really contesting it that much.
Yeah, so as I have said before, it's quite a comfortable situation for Gauson, as he has enough space to build many different buildings. And well, Metro has doesn't have such a comfort. Yeah, Gauson has just changed mind to relocate his weaponsmith from the left part of his land to the right part of his land. I guess that he might be building some farm in this place later on. Maybe not right now, because in such games it's very important to have a quick weaponsmith, as you can die very easily.
Maybe fishes too.
If you don't do it.
I'm looking at
Yeah, maybe
Asian
fish too.
fishes are quite large, and it's a nice space over there. You can fit probably a fisher in the farm just fine. Now I'm looking at the Amazons build because I think these are the most curious interesting currently.
Yep.
Blazing should learn about what's going on at Vasco Land very, very soon because he's sending the swordman. And it's going towards the direction of the medium residence. I wonder what he thinks about it. If he thinks it's just weird build or he gets scared a bit, thinking it's maybe something aggressive. Vasco goes for the weaponsmith right after the residence, so I suspect it will be some sort of aggression play. And he's going only for 2 sawmills. 2 sawmills and a smith right away after the medium residence and the small one, obviously.
I'm very curious what will happen.
And he's clearly looking for resources in the mountain. He found great iron and also decent coal on the right hand side. No gems in sight. There is a sulfur mine on the right mountain up north. We'll see if he goes for the sulfur. He is shoveling the beekeeper, but it's only 2 shovelers assigned there, so I don't think he'll be building that anytime soon. Now let's see what he decides to go for now. I think he's going for that iron I mentioned. And for the gold, I think too. Look, he's sending the 3 pioneers to the left mountain where the gold vein is.
What is interesting that Vasco is about to produce swords if he doesn't change anything in his settings. There's some interesting information, and well, for now Gauson goes for the bows, but it might of course change. But I guess that these are not the default settings for Amazons to start with building swords, right?
Yeah, definitely. And you said Gauson's going for bows? Yeah, he is.
For now, but it is a default setting, I guess, so it might change. I'm just saying about the settings for now. As we can see, Metro is faster with his weaponsmith than Gauson. As you have mentioned, he has less space, but he has some possibilities to be faster because of not towering that aggressively.
Is it just because of towering, you think, or has he skipped any buildings? Doesn't look like it, right? He has...
No, he's a bit faster. I've seen that he had his 3rd sawmill before Gauson, so he's building a bit faster than him.
And he only skipped small house, I think. He only has 1, whereas Gauson built 3. Okay, so I think that's where the main difference comes from. And he is, a bit faster because he did not tower so aggressively. Okay.
Cannot find coal for now. He has some 2 quite nice iron mines, but no good coal yet.
He can't afford really that many geologists because he skipped on the additional small houses. Personally, go for 2 medium ones. I think it's important to have the early geologist very, very quickly.
Well, he's building a 2nd medium residence. He will have it quite soon, I think, because there's already wood going there. It's being shoveled with 8 shovels. So even if he has... No, he has no problem with settlers. He has 17 for this part of the game. It's quite okay, I think. If he's about to build in any residence soon.
I think a large part of that is because he built the smith very, very close to the starting resources.
Yeah, he's about to shovel farm. On the contrary to Gauson, who is not planning it yet. And well, he has his weaponsmith running. He already has one sword, I mean Metro, and Gauson weaponsmith has just been finished. So Metro is faster with that. We'll see what will come out of it. Metro is also building a 2nd rice farm. and a fisherman in a very interesting place.
I think it should
If
work
you-
just fine, right? Like,
Yeah, of course.
Lake
But
is
it looks-
small, but
It looks funny, just a bit funny, but of course. It'll work.
I'd say it's a perfect place for waterworks, but he can build them on the right side of the river. I'm back into Vasco's land, and he went for another medium residence, and has working on that weaponsmith. I mean, the weaponsmith working on the weapons. He's going for the swords, obviously, and building the gold mine. As I said, no gold smelter, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess some aggressive gameplay will come out of it soon because there's no other reason for Amazons to build gold mine that quickly or even build it at all.
That's correct. He's adding only now third sawmill. You have to keep in mind he's doing all of this on 2 sawmills. Now adding the beekeeper. He still hasn't found any. Oh no, he found gems. Sorry, it's pretty good mine too, and he has very good sulfur mine.
Yep,
I
that
think
looks quite nice.
I think he wishes he built that beekeeper a bit earlier, considering how good the sulfur and gem mine is. I think you should be going for the water and building that fisher very, very soon, because that gold mine will eat most of his fish. And he's also sending the fish to the iron mine.
Yeah, he will need this fisherman very quickly if he wants to use the scams. Maybe take a look at the blazing star. Blaze had his weaponsmith before the iron smelter, from what I have seen. As you can see, there's coal at weaponsmith, there's no coal, and there's no iron ore at the iron smelter. So that's a bit of a bummer.
Small misplay.
Yeah, he doesn't have the beekeeper yet, while Vasco is finishing it. So I would say that Vasco was a bit quicker than Blazing Star.
I'm curious how the for blazing how the stone cutter timing works. He has 3, but they're relatively late, and we can already see there is some wood piling in the sawmills, and the mine, like the iron mine, doesn't have enough stone to be finished. Same for the large temple, so I think he will suffer a tiny bit from lack of stone. I'm checking how good. I mean, the stone cutters are very good, so they should be able to catch up very, very quickly. Yeah, but good thing you remembered about it, because it could have been very painful.
Yeah, forgetting about stone cutters with Amazon is a thing that happens from time to time to people.
Yeah, especially now.
Yeah.
I think they realize there is a push coming. I'm not sure if they know directly that Vasco is making salt, but I can see there's a spy going from Blazing, entering Vasco's land from the bottom. He's at the sawmills right now, and there's another one standing close to the Gauson's border, and he's, I think, overseeing the weaponsmith currently.
Blazing Star, from what I see by his settings, is planning to build spears, so that means that he's expecting some push, some rush early on, and that's why he is building spears to block this possible attack.
I'm very curious about that choice. Going for spears in that case. I'm not sure if I like it. I'm not really sure, because you are on the outside, you are the Amazon, and you have the gems and the sulfur. It's quite difficult for you to make additional level 2s, and with spears you can't really counter, or it's very difficult. Whereas imagine if you made swords, Gauson would be under constant pressure, even if they decided to push your ally. I think I would go for the swords instead.
So we can see Blazing Star will have level 2 quicker than Vasco, so I think that he caught up a bit in tempo of playing. but well, I'm not sure about that. Blazing Star is also building a second weaponsmith. At least shoveling it.
With no iron smelter? Yeah, maybe he will go
Yeah.
for the alchemist then.
Yeah,
we'll
he's already started to build sulfur and iron and gamma mine, but I think that it will take some time for him to have some honey. While Vasco will have it sooner, for sure. He's finishing, Vasco's finishing a gamma mine. He already has some wood at sulfur mine. So I think that Vasco is in a better situation than Blazing Star.
I just don't like how slow Vasco is with the fisher, but other than that,
yeah, that's right. That's a thing. It's a problem for Vasco. I have forgot about it, but it's like all fish from Vasco are at the gold mine. I think that if he has already enough gold ore, he should just crush this gold mine, and I wonder if he will do it.
yeah, that's true. I think he should. There's no need to spend that much fish.
How much gold ore do you have? Do you need to have? I can't remember.
21, I think. 20-ish something. 22.
And he already has
or maybe
20.
18, or maybe 18, I think.
He already has 20, and I think it was 18. So he should crush this gold mine right now to have these two fish to go to gem mine. And it's quite an okay gem mine, so it would mean some more weapons for him. Of course, it's easy to see such a thing while you're just watching the game, not focusing on it. I know it from my own experience and from my own games. Because I have also forgot to build some things and do some stuff while playing my games.
Now I'm comparing Asians right now, and Gauson had a bit of a hiccup with the buildings in general. I think he wasn't building fast enough, or maybe his shovels were incorrectly distributed, because that shovel in the north was full for quite some time. Now it's obviously not, but he's sort of building all over the place. He did not take enough land, I think. He has 3 settlers, he should just use them to take the land, to take that desert on the right where the spy is standing.
Yeah, I don't like the shape of the Gauson's land. I think it's slowing him down, as you have said.
On the other hand, the Metro has managed to actually quite nicely fill out the space that he has with buildings, and he even fit a farm there, whereas Gauson didn't manage to. So good start for him, although he's slow on the expanding, and his shovelers they won't have anything to shovel quite soon if he doesn't finish that tower in the north very fast. So far, very solid build from Metro, even though he's not really that known Asian player. He has everything very well timed. He's going for the second smith, has the distillery working, farm, into his hit level 2, even a fisher. Very nice.
Yeah, I think he will have a level 2 before Vasco. And before Gauson as well. I mean, before Gauson for sure, but before Vasco too. Because Vasco has just begun to start building a second large temple. While Metro is finishing his large temple, and he already has some mana. It's 20% towards first level 2, so he will have level 2 very quickly. So it's enough to recruit some soldiers.
Blazing is transferring priest towards Metro. I think he should get there. There's some swordmen from Gauson trying to chase it down, but I don't think they will be there in time. Gauson doesn't have level 2 yet, so he cannot attack.
No way, and it's a full HP priest, so he has managed to do it.
Yeah, so a bit of a slow reaction there on Gauson's and Vasco part. I think they could have easily had vision over there. Now I'm curious what Vasco does with the weapons. I think it's a bit unfortunate that there's a spy standing right by the barracks. It should be revealed now, right? And should just die. Maybe not. They would just walk right past them. They even pushed them. It's a bit peculiar, but
Maybe
so,
he's planning to call these weapons to Gauson?
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm not
Yeah.
sure where his priest is. Oh, the priest is going towards Gauson. Let's see if
Yes, it does.
Blazing decides to intercept it. He's not doing it so far, and I don't think he has vision.
No,
doesn't
he
have
has
vision.
none, I think. There's like no one from Blazing Star there, so Vasco should have like 0 problems to getting there. Gauson is already recruiting some soldiers. Well, Blazing Star, I mean MetroBoomin. Oh yeah, he is also recruiting. Blazing Star has recruited some spears as well.
Vasco still, he kept that gold mine until the very end. He has the fisher now, but I think his first fish should go. I hope it goes to the gem mine, because the alchemist den will be working for Blazing very, very soon. He even added a second one. I think that, yeah, because these mines are very good, like 70% both.
I think it's quite funny that Blazing Star has quicker fish and no problems with fish, but and he's struggling with sulfur. While on the other hand, Vasco has the exactly opposite situation. He has way quicker honey, but he has later fish and struggling a bit with that.
I guess so. The priest has arrived from Vasco. Let's see if he calls those swords and the gold as well. Vasco is recruiting level 2 of his own. I mean, he cannot send all of it. You have to remember that Metro can always counterattack Vasco. It'll be very deadly, especially with some coals or freeze from his ally, or maybe the samurai sword. I'm also curious if Metro has pioneers at Blazing, because they need to share gold, definitely. And also, does Gauson have pioneers at Vasco?
I don't see any pioneers from Metro.
Oh, Gauson does, but Metro does not.
Yes, maybe he has forgot about it. Oh, a Gauson priest is going somewhere.
Where?
It's
south
going.
side.
Yeah. I think he might be going to Vasco. I guess he's going there.
They'll probably do some coal reinforcements play onto.
I would love to see that.
Metro has a few really juicy towers, especially that one on the left side in the mountain. They would love to take that. I mean, it would slow down Metro immensely. Obviously, we have to remember that Metro can call the soldiers back, his own, and like save it, but you never know. There's always a.
Well, from what I can see, Gauson has already 2 large temples and he's building a 3rd. Oh, and Blazing Star is attacking Gauson.
There's a push going down. Now imagine if those were swords. That would be very dangerous.
Yeah,
I think Gauson should be fine, although he should send the sword into them.
Gauson would lose the star for sure, but there's no star. Oh, yeah, it just entered. No, it's not entering yet. Yeah, but Blazing Star just.
There was some action going down from Vasco. He was doing the push, and I think he was going for that tower as mentioned before. Luckily for Metro and Blazing, Metro managed to crush it in time, but now Vasco is going for the tower of his own. So he felt the vulnerability and he will try to make a move over there. I'm not really sure where. Oh, okay, I see Gauson's priest going into Vasco's land, and Vasco is attacking again, now on the right hand side this time. Metro, very, very smart, he's keeping some soldiers in the north, but I feel like Gauson is a bit occupied with Blazing now, and yeah, he has to devote all his attention there, and he can't really put any pressure on Metro because of Blazing.
It looks very even at this moment. I'm wonder what will happen. Maybe let's take a look at the numbers. Gauson has 41 soldiers, Vasco has 56, while Metro has 45, and Blazing Star has 44. So Vasco has the biggest army this time.
And no surprise there, he went for the quite peculiar build, but he has 3 weaponsmiths, sort of working more or less, and they have plenty of gold, and the fish is already at the mine. So it's a very dangerous time for Metro and Blazing. They have inferior production at this point, and Vasco is making another move on the right tower. I don't think he will be able to accomplish much unless... I think the main attack will go down in north from Gauson, who's waiting for Metro to pull his soldiers, but Metro isn't doing so. He's just making a stand south and keeping the rest of his army north. There's a priest coming from Blazing to help in case it's needed. Let's see what the combat power for Vasco is. It's 45%. There's this freeze from
some
Blazing.
soldiers from Gauson are coming from the left, but I think that everyone from Vasco just died.
A few are still alive, but I think Vasco did not pull the trigger on the freeze, and he lost a lot of the army. I mean, he should be fine. There shouldn't be any counter because he still has the freeze, but...
Actually, I think that Metro could just attack the top. Maybe not, but...
I don't think so. I think the freeze is very powerful. Also, there's a priest from Gauson. I'm not sure if they know about it, but it's there. Blazing is going for the north tower. Gauson is completely unaware. There is a spear over there, but I mean, I think he should be fine as long as he sends some help there. After all, Blazing has only spears, so it will take a very long time for him to take that tower. Although I think
there's one sword, so it would be of course better to change the location of the sword and.
I think Gauson isn't paying attention because he's attacking on Metro in the south. Losing that tower north, not the biggest of deals. I mean, it's kind of stink, but if he takes that tower south from Metro, it would be a huge win. But I don't think he has enough soldiers there.
Oh, but this sword is about to die very, very, very soon. We will see. No, it will not die.
And he has 2 samurai swords. Oh, I think this tower is in grave danger. Metro has 2 samurai swords of his own. Let's see if they choose to use it. That tower survived in the north. There's attack going down on the left-hand side also from Vasco. So 2-prong attack. I think both of these towers will actually fall. Holy moly! It's a very big, nice aggression from Gauson Vasco. Now there's a counter.
I think this Metro is going down.
Now there's a counter from Blazing. I think Gauson only have to call off the soldiers. He can now because all of these are. They've done their job. There's a priest over there. I hope he has the spell. Yeah, he does. He even does too. He calls once. I think he will have to call another, or maybe not. The tower on the left from Metro died as well. I think Metro is done for. There's not much left for him. And now, I think the mistake from Blazing making those spears now really shows. He can't really do much to Gauson, who can defend just fine with a few soldiers.
It would have been so much better if Blazing had his swords.
I think Gauson is very comfortable at this point. This tower isn't going down. There's even a priest coming to aid if it's needed. But now the tower from Metro will fall very, very soon, and that's. I don't think that's recovering. There's a much.
In the worst case for Gauson here, they will just lose 1 tower.
Oh wow! Actually, a false misplay there by Gauson. He had a call just fine.
Like all mountains there, so that's an important tower. So Blazing has still a chance to do some harm to Gauson.
I don't think Gauson realizes he has a priest above the tower. Yeah, there's a priest right there, but if you have a call, you can call anything really, or maybe there isn't much to call, but there's some soldiers coming to aid. And it's all about this tower, I guess. If they manage to hold it, they should be in better shape. He
Well,
even-
Metro. Did you see the Metro spell? He has like, look at that! Look at that!
Okay, so he is still in the game,
Look
I
at
guess.
that! That's crazy. He has like 1 million bows and
What, how many
he has
spells? Like
22
3?
bows and he has 22 bows and 13 swords now.
How many spells was it? Did you know?
I don't know. I've seen only 2, but he will have a quite huge army. While Vasco has like almost 0 production, and Gauson will also have a problem with it. So actually, Metro has a chance to come back.
Yeah, I think the fact that the Gauson lost that tower will be really bad because he has no mines whatsoever at this point. And I mean, he did turn the stone into iron, very cocky to do it, right where you are in very dangerous situation. But yeah, as you said, Metro is recruiting like a madman right now, and those towers from Gauson, they're largely unprotected in the north. And I mean, let's see what the Metro goes for. I think he should, yeah, he's going for Gauson, rightfully so. There's not much there to defend.
And I think that Gauson is just, not expecting that, because who would expect such a thing? That Asian just pull some magic and have like 40 new weapons. That's crazy.
The Metro is going in. There's not much to stop him, and he also has some bows, which are very, very good against the composition that Gauson has. And Vasco can't really help because his production is in a very dire situation. So this tower will fall. Let's see what happens to the other one. There's also an attack going from Blazing Star in the north. This tower I think will die this time, unless Blazing doesn't have the combat power to take it fast enough.
Of what I'm sure, never mind what happens in this game, never mind how it ends. I think it's the most entertaining game I have seen so far because of that.
It's definitely up there in the top 3 for me.
So,
Blazing now pushing in the south as well.
Exactly. Well, we will see. Actually, I think that Metro could be even more aggressive on the south part of his land. He could take some mountains, maybe even from Vasco, but
Yeah, I don't think they realize how weak Vasco is currently, and he's starting to run production currently, but
yes, and Metro is taking a tower from Gauson. I think that Gauson might be quite shocked of what is happening, because no one would expect such a thing to be coming.
Exactly, he has to hold on for this tower. I mean, there is still a lot of potential soldiers for him. He has nice production for weapons.
Gauson is very close to be dead, I think.
Let's see if they will be able to close.
I think that actually Metro should just go to the right to kill all of this weaponsmith from Gauson, because Gauson has full weaponsmith and he has still some production there. So if they manage to destroy it, they actually might win a game. Yep, and I think that Blazing are going for Gauson right now. Together with... Yeah. Gauson did a smart move to crash this tower.
He calls in GG, so they gave up completely. Okay. Let's see if Vasco plays on his own. I think he won, right? Because why would Gauson crash it?
Yeah,
okay,
Vasco is also crashing. What a comeback by Metro!
Yeah, the clutch
Asian magic
gifts. Yeah.
That was just super crazy. And it was very enjoyable show. So thank you, Gauson. Thank you, Vasco. Thank you, Metro, and thank you, blazingstar, for an amazing show, for an amazing game. It was really great pleasure to watch it.
I feel like they could still play on Gauson and Vasco, because I mean Metro doesn't have production at all, and it's just Blazing who messed up with the hammers. Only has 2 weaponsmith, and the third one is only now getting. Oh no, he has.
Yeah, but the Blazing has a production, and Vasco has no production at this moment. So
I guess
I think that they stood no chance at this time. But it's really crazy. Really crazy.
Never seen that. Did you see how many heavenly gifts he casted? Like, was it at least 3?
At least 3, I think. At least 3. That's possible because I have seen 2, and there was a heavenly gift before this 2 that I have seen. So it must have been more. I guess maybe some people in the chat know that. Wow,
Everything else showing it.
I'm really shocked with what happened here, and I enjoy being shocked in this way.
I would be pretty salty if I was Gauson or Vasco in this case. I mean, losing to something like this, but I guess a smart move there by Metro.
Well, at the stats, it's amazing because it looks like, if you take a look at the soldier stats, it looks like Metro at the after his heavenly gifts, he just doubled his army with it. Within 2 minutes, he doubled the size of his army. So he had a backup army to fight. That's amazing.
I guess Gauson went for the stone into iron, and he got iron, and was Metro went for the gifts, and he got the weapons immediately. So I think he got a bit of a better deal at this time. Yeah, let's take a look at the stats. I mean, the game really was all about what's happening in the field rather than the stats, but we can see Metro having nice lead in soldiers, although the mines doesn't show it. It's because of the mana.
You have to take a look at the soldier stats and Metro. Take a look at the Metro. It looks hilarious.
And this time Blazing didn't do that much, except the gold, but he was applying nice pressure into Gauson. I think I mentioned it many times, but I think he could have applied more pressure with the swords in this case, but he chose not to do it. Alright, nice back and forth game. I was pretty sure Gauson and Vasco have it when the towers for Metro started falling. I think there was a slight oversight on Gauson's part, losing that tower in the mountain. I think it's really slowed the production down and really throw them off right there. But I mean, the heavenly gifts was a nail to the coffin. I don't think they could have defended that even if Gauson played it very slightly better.
Yep. So I think that's it.
Yep.
It was a very enjoyable show, as I have mentioned 5 times already.
Thank you guys for watching, and thank you Rock for casting, and I'll see each other in
Thank you.
games. Bye bye.
Bye.